Welcome to SmartWeb YouTube channel. So today I'll be teaching you how to connect your SQL Server to your Power BI. Now, please, before we start, you can see that our channel is gradually growing. We are at 68 subscribers. Please support us by subscribing. That's the only way you can support us. If you like the channel, now if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, comment, ask your questions. I will respond to you. Okay, so for us to move straight into it, first of all, you must have Power BI and you must also set up your SQL server and SQL management. Now, I'll be teaching you how to connect your Power BI to your SQL server and also the advanced way of doing some things there. Now, let's dive straight into it. First of all, when you open your Power BI, this is an interface that you will see. Then from up here, you can see something like select data source or start with a blank report. You can see blank report, you can see one lay catalog, Excel, SQL server, learn with sample data, get data from other sources. Now you can click directly from here to connect to your SQL server. When you click here, you can see it will bring out a dialog box for you. Let's wait for it to load. It will bring out this dialog box for you. If you don't want to follow this place, then if you see, for example, if you see this, there's advanced functions. We'll get to that in a jiffy. Now, if you don't want to follow through this place, you can cancel this. From here, you can see get data source. You can also click on what SQL server. If you click on SQL server, excuse me, it will still the same thing, bring out the dialog box. If you don't want to follow from there, you can still directly from here SQL server. If you click there, it will bring out the same thing. So any way that you want to actually follow, you can click on your file, you will see get data, click on get data, you will see also SQL server. So anyhow that you want to do it, it's left for you. So I'm showing you many ways that you can do it. Then from here, from the interface, you can see import data from what SQL server. You can see it from here, import data from SQL server. So I'm showing you many ways of doing this. So what do we do here? You can see this dialog box. The first one is what we call the server, and the second one is the database, and it said it's optional. Now, if you go to your SQL server, you can see that you have your database, right? That you have been saving your project, or that I have different database here. So I'll be making use of the data analytics portfolio database. Then, and this actually your server. Now, what do you need to do? If you go to your Power BI here, you have the option for you to put your server and also for you to put your database to connect. Now, from your SQL, if you want it easy, from your SQL management studio, if you want to get it easy, just click here, click on your server, click on connect. You will see that this your SQL server's name. Just copy it, then close this, go to your Power BI, paste it, go back to your server. This is your database management. I advise you to always have your to always put your database to put your database, sorry, the database you are using. Now if you click on this database, click on your tables, you see different documents or different schema that I have there, different tables that I have there. Now, what do you have to do? This place, you can click on it, right click, you can click rename, but don't rename it, just for you to give you option to copy it. Copy it, you can close it up, go to your Power BI, paste it, then click what? OK. Let's allow it to load. So it's still loading. Let's allow it. Now you can see this has been what imported successfully. Now these are the different data inside your database. You can choose any one. Let me assume this is the coffee shop. You can choose this one. What do you have to do? They will preview it. This is the table. This is your data there. So what you do, you can preview it, you can load. So you can choose even more than two, depends. You can click here, you can choose more than two of it and load. Let's choose only one and load this to your Power BI. It's still loading. Let's allow it to load. Let me just apply changes. It's still loading. It's very large. Please have patience. Very good. It has finished loading, working on it. Now this is our table. You can see this is our data. If you go to your table, this is how it looks like. Load, load, load. This is how it looks like. This is our table. This is how it looks like. Right? Now this is the normal way of what connecting your Power BI to your server and extracting data from your SQL server, from your database to your Power BI. Now another thing I want to show you is the advanced function of this. Now let's create another blank document. How do we do that? Let's create another blank document. Another new document, blank report. Let's allow it to load. I want to take it one step at a time. Okay. Now what we do here is this. As it's loading, let me minimize it. You must already have already written what's it called, already written SQL script for you to be able to do this. Now I have this project that I did. Let me show you. It's opening. I have this project that I did. Now this is the project. Now this project, after doing this project, I have to combine everything together using CTE table. That's common temporary expression table and all that. So I have to, where is it, combining the tables together, combining all insights, combining all the query. You can see it here. So I have to combine everything together here, combining everything together. Now we'll be making use of this. So how do we do this? When we go back to our Power BI. Okay, talking about advanced option now, how do we make use of this advanced function? Now in making use of advanced function, the same thing that you did in the other one, but the difference is this: we are using our query that we wrote to import everything that we have calculated. What do I mean by this? If I click this, in the first one, we imported our table directly to the Power BI. That means we can do our calculations and all that. But here, the calculation that we did on our SQL server, that's our SQL server management studio, that's what we use here instead of importing the whole document or the whole table to our Power BI. Now what do we do? You can see we import it through imports. Don't use direct query, through import. If you use this direct query, it will be giving you a lot of errors. So import. Now what do we do? You can see this SQL statement optional. Now you go to our query. Now this is a query that I wrote, a project that I worked on. Now I will still do a tutorial on this project. Now after I've calculated everything on this project, I have to join everything together to be able to achieve this. That's why I'm using a CTE table, right, for this. So I have to join everything together. So what did I do here? I copied everything, all these things, I have to copy them. I copy them, every calculation that I did, copy them. You can see all these are the calculations that I did here. We have seen rider type, seasonal revenue, hourly revenue, the base data, the so a lot of it. So all the calculations are supposed to appear here. If I run this, let me run this query. Let's make sure that the query is running the way we want it. Let's run it. If we run this query, you can see what we have from this query. We have the date, we have the season, we have the year, we have the weekend, we have the hour, riders type, ride price, GO, COGs, revenue, profit, hourly revenue, seasonal revenue. So this is what we'll be having on our Power BI whenever we use this query on our Power BI. Now this is what we'll be having there. Everything. You can see the listing here. You can see how we joined everything together here. These are the listing. Joined everything together from this select. Now I will do tutorial on this here, but that's not what we're all about. We're all about how to use the advanced options. Now when you copy this, we'll go to our Power BI, the same thing, we'll paste our query. You can see I've pasted this query here. Now our server, the same thing, we'll paste our server here. Then our database, we paste our database rename. Remember, this is where our document, the table that we imported into our database is found, that we use for this calculation. So that's why I'm using the data analytics portfolio. So we'll put it. Let me show you so that you not get confused. This, if you can see, we are using the bike share year 0 and the bike share year 1. Now, if you go up to my calculation, this is where you can see this is the two data sets that I'm using, the first one and the second one. And if you see here, this is where I join the two tables together so I can be able to do my calculation. So this is the database we are using in our SQL Server management. So what do we do from here? We have inputted everything. We'll click what? Load. We'll click OK. Sorry, not load. So let's allow it to load. You can see the same way it appeared down here, the same way it appeared down here in our table. This is the same way it's appearing here. This is the same way it's appearing here. So we don't have to like import the table. It's just the our main calculations that we what imported from here, so we can load. So let's allow it to load. It's loading. Creating connection in model. So it will take some time. So be patient. Loading data to model. Now you can see that this thing has loaded. If you go to this place, you will see everything, every of our calculations that we did, which in line with this particular table, and this is our script that we wrote, right? Now what this thing does is this: if you go to this place, to our table view, you can see, I want it to load. You can see everything here. Now you don't have to import the whole data set into your, what is it called, Power BI. Now just your calculations that you did are being imported into this Power BI. Now you can start creating your dashboard. And then another thing here I want to show you, that you can actually edit this query. Now you can click on transform data here, transform data. You want to edit this query through Power BI query editor, transform data. Now it will take you to this place. Let's allow it to load. It will take you to this place. Now this is your query, right? Let me switch off this thing here. This is our query. This is our query, right? Now from here you can see the query. You can rename, you can do anything from here. Then you can click on your source. When you click on this source, you can see it opens. If you see, everything opens here. Now when you come to this place, maybe there is error, you are encountering error, you want to do, you add anything that you want to add here, anything that you change here will reflect. All you need to do after changing it, you click OK. Anything that you do here will reflect on this particular place because it's connected. Two of them are linked together. So anything that you do here will be connected to the place. Let me assume if I remove this star, which is a very big problem, if I click OK, let me see what happens. You see there is an error now. And if you go to our query here, let's see. Because it's giving us an error. It didn't change it because of an error. Okay, let's correct this syntax error. So let's put back our star. Yeah. It has come back to normal. So until we start doing our calculations and all that, I was expecting it to change here, but it didn't. I know that I corrected some things from here. So maybe until we start doing our calculation, that's when it will work. Now, this is how to do the advanced function connection by using the script that you wrote, to your Power BI. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and just help us by subscribing. Please help us. I'm begging. This is the only way you can support us to do more of these videos. Thank you. Bye.